because all day I was thinking about those very books. And one when I got home, they were not there. That's not. Anyways, let's read here. But I really do want to start this one out with sharing a little bit about myself. I'm 17 years old. I go to Marco High School. That's Sarah, by the way. And I am currently a senior. I'm just crazy and nervous. I don't know what I'm going to do after school and after this, but it's exciting. I'm excited. And I have grown up in church my whole life. As a lot of you know, we were my Sunday school teachers and grown up with you guys as my mom and church family. And so I've grown up in church my whole life, and the year before I went into kindergarten, my mom became the children's pastor at this church at New Beginnings, and our whole lives kind of changed. Not only our lifestyles, but everything. I was at church 24/7 after school, before school, Wednesday nights till 11 o'clock, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And it made me feel, I think my sister can agree with me, I don't know where she is, but it made us feel kind of special. Like, yeah, we know the ins and outs of ministry, we know ins and outs, we're in the end, we know all the stuff, and you feel kind of important, like, oh, I'm going to go here, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to church early, and all this stuff, and so that was exciting. And I continued doing all these classes and being raised up in church, and in sixth grade, I started playing travel basketball on my club team, and it was very busy. My life dramatically changed. I was still really like on fire for God, and let's go, but I was not able to be at church very often. And it was like Wednesday practices, Tuesday, Thursday training, and Monday shooting practice, and Sundays for tournaments, and just crazy chaotic. And I started becoming, I humbly say, a pretty good basketball player, and I was really proud of that, and it made me feel good and confident. And yeah, like finally this is good, and this is good. Like I'm out here playing against these girls, and I'm starting to get really good at this. And in 8th grade, we played Parks and Rec. So there's a travel ball team, and there's Norco Parks and Rec. And in Parks and Rec, you have girls who have played a long time, and you have girls who only played like never in their life. So, there's quite the span of skill that goes along with Parks and Rec. So when us girls who play travel ball got in there, we would really like to make it known that we were good, that we were better, that we were very good and practice all the time. And I think, and I speak for myself, but I know a lot of us would admit it, that any opportunity that we had to make sure that those girls knew who was boss, we did it. We took advantage of it, Anytime that we could pass them up or, whatever. I'm not going to use all these basketball terms, but anytime that we got to show them who's boss, we took those chances. And in this time, I felt really like, yeah, I felt, very ahead of everyone else. I was like, these girls don't know what they're doing, and I'm better than them, and all this stuff. And when I went into high school, it continued, because I was the only freshman to make the junior varsity team. So right away, going into high school, I was like, yeah, I'm the boss. Like, yup, all these freshmen, I'm the only one out of them, and whatever. And immediately in high school, I started, this is really when church became less of a priority for me. I really got kind of in and out of church, third service kind of person, never really in Wednesday night services. I was this tough girl in high school now, kind of too good for the kids in our youth group, these kids that I'd grown up with. And I started hanging out with this group of people in high school who didn't necessarily make the best decisions. These kind of people, well, your typical, party kind of people, get a little crazy on the weekends and whatever through school. And I started really living for that, like, yeah, this is fun. Yeah, I'm kind of like this cool group, and we're all like better than everyone else. kids at my youth group are a little inexperienced, don't really know anything about that, and I'm feeling good about myself, and it felt good. And I was like, yeah, everyone thinks I'm really cool, like walking through church whenever I feel like it, and acting cool and quiet in church because, they knew that I was better than them. They knew all that stuff. That was in my head, of course. It wasn't really true. But, so during this time, God became less of a priority in my life. And my life really changed because on the outside, I was this happy, excited, like let's go do crazy stuff all the time kind of girl. And but on the inside, I was lost. I was broken. And during this part of my life, the relationship that I had with my parents really took a turn. I knew better than them. I knew more than them. I was better than them. I knew everything. They didn't know what I did every day. Like, you guys are dumb because I'm lying to you right now, and I don't, that's how it was. I was better. And I was better than the kids who I'd grown up with, my friends at church, probably the most trustworthy people at the time in my life. Of course, they were my age. I was better than them too. And in my family, that really affected, I think, and my parents and I know my sister. I can't look at her, I'm gonna cry. But it really changed our relationships a lot. I could talk to them because I had everything together. I was fine. I was good to go. I didn't want them to know I wasn't perfect. I didn't want them to know that I didn't have things wrong with me, or anyone for that matter. And I really think, and I really know that during that time in my life, I really hurt a lot of people who really cared about me, including my friends and including my family. And in the midst of hurting other people, in the midst of feeling lost and empty and out of control, I began to hurt myself. And I'm going to physically hurt myself. And I do it in places and at times that were unnoticeable. Because, God forbid, anyone know that I wasn't perfect, that I didn't have it all together. Didn't want anyone to know that. And it was one of the toughest times. I never felt so alone and lost because I didn't let anyone in. Because I refused to take advice from anyone. I refused to let myself be less than anyone. I refused to not be better than anyone. And it was hard. And I did this for a few months. I allowed myself to hurt myself because I didn't know what else to do, because I didn't let anyone tell me anything. I didn't let anyone but I didn't let anyone else have control. And you see, in different parts of my life, and as a kid, it was less extent. But I continually let my pride and my arrogance get in the way of moving forward with God. See, when I was a little girl, my mom became a pastor. I felt good. I felt better than, but I still loved people, and I still was on fire for God. But even then, it started. And then in 6th grade, I felt better, and I let my pride stop me from helping anybody else who wasn't as good on the basketball court because I was better. And 9th grade, the same thing in high school. Same thing with the kids who would walk by me and sit alone at lunch. I had nothing to do with them. See, pride, I really let that take control of my life. My ignorance, I let that take control of my life. I really dictate the situations that I was in. And about 5-ish months ago, I was, praying, and God had put this word pride in my heart. And being the humble person that I am, I was like, pride? God? What does that have to do with me?